friends, it's Catherine from CatherinePooler.com. Today I'm participating in a blog hub called Light It Up Blue for autism awareness. Autism has affected my life, and if I can help build awareness for it, that is pretty awesome. What I wanted to raise awareness about was specifically kids that are very low on the spectrum and maybe very high functioning autism or Asperger's. Those kids are really hard to diagnose, and I think diagnosing is very important because then it brings understanding and it brings help to enhance and enrich a child's life. So autism and Asperger's can show up differently in different kids, and sometimes that's part of the mystery and why it's hard to diagnose. I think especially Asperger's kids, they look in school like they're pretty perfect. They're quiet, they get their work done, they're diligent, they get pretty much straight A's. So what problem is that, right? But that kid, you may walk into the lunchroom and you may see that child sitting alone. You may see the entire lunchroom chatting except that one child. Some other things you may notice in a child with Asperger's is lack of eye contact. General social cues, like usually when people talk to each other, they do and shaking their head and just kind of some verbal and nonverbal cues that show that you're engaged in a conversation. In an Asperger child, this may not come naturally to them. So those are just a few of the many things that you may want to look for. Or if you see these things in your child, it may be something you want to look into, but there are a ton of resources out nowadays, which years and years ago there weren't, but now there are some really great resources out there to educate yourself on autism and Asperger. And again, I'm a huge advocate of understanding yourself. I think it helps us grow and learn and become a better person. So if you have someone in your life that you suspect may have autism or Asperger's, a diagnosis, I think it's helpful for introspection and again, just learning and growing and becoming a better person. In honor of Light It Up Blue, I have my blue shirt on, my blue necklace, and I think I'll make a blue card. How about that? Last week I stamped with my mother-in-law and I packed up a bunch of supplies. You may know about it if you follow me on Facebook. And I made some simple cards and you all told me that you wanted to see them. So here is one. Isn't it adorable? I love these purple colors, and I will put a photo of this on my blog. So I'm using this for inspiration, but we're going to tweak it up a little. I'm going to use the Sprinkles and Smiles and the Dazzler stamp set, both by Penny Black. I have my cardstock cut. It's simple, just like my inspiration piece. But this time we're gonna do some clear embossing. So we're gonna start with Versamark, and I'm going to stamp the happy birthday, and then I'm gonna build around the happy birthday. So that will be my starting point. I can barely see that, so I may have to throw some embossing powder on it. Why did I cap that Versamark back up? I still need that. All right, we'll do the first Dazzler doily right about there. We'll do another one down here, and I'm not really able to see those well, so placement is going to be important here. So I'll add on my embossing powder, and oh, I'm cracking up because this is clear embossing powder, but I see it has some glitter in it. So I was accidentally mixing and matching some of my embossing powders recently, and I guess that was one of them. Whoops. That's actually looking good. I could leave it, but I want to add a few more of these fun little guys here. All right, so one here, maybe one partially off the page, and then just another one right there. All right, that should be good. Wow, I have a lot of glitter in here. What was I thinking? So I have some stray embossing powder here. I can get a little paintbrush and kind of flick those off. Or I can use the end of my quick stick and get those off. Or I can just not worry about it and not be all perfectionist. How about that? I've got my blue ink pads. I have Chipped Sapphire, Peacock Feathers, and Salty Ocean. So I'll just make color palettes with those. And then I have a little spritz bottle, and I'm just going to spray down my cardstock. I'm going to also spray down my ink a bit. And then I'm just going to pick up color. And when I sprayed my ink here, it sprayed onto my cardstock. So now I have flecks and bits of blue all over. That's all right. I'll have a napkin nearby so I can go into a different blue, although cross-contaminating wouldn't be a bad thing because these are all blues, right? Now, a lot of times you will see me just turn my cardstock over and just dip into this color palette, and that would be really fun and awesome here too, and I absolutely could do that. I'm going to do a little more controlled though. I want to make sure you can really read this happy birthday, so I'm going to pay a little extra attention, making sure that gets nice and dark around it so that happy birthday stands out. I'm just letting that water flow around and kind of do its magic. And then we'll let it dry. My card is dry now, and I'm adding a ton of adhesive to the back so that it will adhere nicely to this black layer and hopefully lay pretty flat. Each layer is a 1/4 inch smaller than the one before. And you could add dimensionals if you want. I just chose to add this straight to my card front. And then we'll finish it off with a few sequins. All right, so there's my card for today for the blog hop to raise awareness for autism. I hope you'll hop over to my blog, see the photos, the supplies used, and also check out the links. There's prizes to win and lots more cards for inspiring you to get creative. Thanks for being here. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll see you again soon.